Nick and Tessa Groff have just come out on a brand new TV show episode on Brandon TV called Obsessed. And they have just talked about some crazy stuff. So obviously, the whole idea of it over on Brandon TV is they've done this episode, right, to kind of talk about what's coming up next for them, what they plan to do. Obviously, down in the description of the video, it writes, Nick Groff from Ghost Adventures is returning to television alongside his wife, Tessa Groff. The real-life Addams family are opening the doors to their lives while balancing their careers, blended families, and the world of paranormal activities. But the Groffs will be able to face their biggest challenge yet. And then it goes on to talk about Brandon TV, right? So, obviously, it's not exactly, news that Nick and Tessa Groff have got something coming up over the next whenever, where they're going to be doing their own TV shows and stuff like this. And this is the first time, obviously, I think Nick's gone to television ever since the alleged cancellation of not Destination Fear, what was Nick's one? Paranormal Lockdown. And then, obviously, that all blew up back in 2023. I'm sure you probably are all very well aware of what happened there with Nick calling out Zak and without kind of naming him. And it spiraled, arguably one of the biggest controversies in the paranormal in recent years. But they spoke about all sorts of different things, aside from just that. Yes, Nick did address the controversy with Zak. And yes, Tessa also had some very interesting things to say with regards to another paranormal TV celebrity. So we're going to dive into it. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about, obviously, is the key points of the discussion. So, Ghost Adventure Reflection. So, Nick, obviously the co-founder of the original investigator on the long-running paranormal series Ghost Adventures, shared behind-the-scenes stories and paranormal secrets from his time on the show. This includes insights into high-profile investigations and the evolution of the series. He does also kind of briefly mention the Zak Bagans drama. Their paranormal partnerships are Tessa, a renowned psychic medium, and Nick discussed how they blend their expertise in shows like Death Walker and Groff Adventures. They highlight spontaneous mediumship moment readings, cold case investigations, and haunted location explorations. They then talk about their upcoming series on Brandon TV, which is obviously why they're on Brandon TV talking about it. The couple teases their wild and spooky new series debuting on Brandon TV, promising more intimate looks into their family life and paranormal pursuits. This has generated buzz among fans with the hints of day in the life documentary style cinematography, essentially. And then there's also some personal life glimpses. But of course, I'm sure you are interested in the drama. So before we talk about the Nick drama, because I know a lot of people are going to be talking about that, Tessa is up first, because she had some very interesting things to say with regards to none other than Amy Bruni. Now, Amy Bruni, for anyone that doesn't know, of course, is the host of Kindred Spirits, and she was also done, little bits and pieces here and there, and she's been very vocal over on Twitter especially, and there has been many a public dispute, especially over on Twitter, between Amy and Tessa. Well, I should imagine that something is about to blow up once again because Tessa had this to say.
Hated Amy Bruni on a recent episode of Obsessed. Former star of Ghost Adventures Nick Groff and his wife, medium Tessa Groff, appeared on the Obsessed talk show on Brandon TV to tease their new show that's coming soon. But when a fan asked a question about their relationship with Amy Bruni, they did not hold back. If you don't know, Amy Bruni is also someone in the kind of paranormal entertainment industry.
Now, if you remember this happened back in April. I'm pretty sure I covered this when there was talks about all sorts of crazy shenanigans going on. And Amy, threw a bit of shade at Nick. Nick threw a bit of shade back. Tessa then got involved. It became an absolute clusterfuck of just people shading people. And it was, for the neutral, like us, it was fantastic viewing. But for them guys, it got obviously very heated.
And apparently she had threw some shade about something on Twitter back in April about Nick's former show, kind of implying that she knew stuff behind the scenes. And then when he confronted her about it, she said, LOL, I didn't throw shade. I said I wasn't in a place to comment on your show despite things I know behind the scenes. That's your job, dude. He replied saying, you can't say you're not in a place to comment, but yet make multiple comments and posts saying you, quote, know things behind the scenes is far from credible. If you start something and have something to say, then say it, dude. And he shut her up because it didn't look like she replied after that. A fan specifically asked Tessa where she stands with Amy Bruni, and her answer was very enlightening, honest, and a little shady. Watch this.
Jordan from Chicago wants to know, Tessa, where do you stand with Amy Bruni today?
This is live TV. She's certainly not my favorite person.
Okay.
I'm very big on, I guess, just being real and like who you actually are. I'm a very real person. I come from that type of background. I think in our line of work, having to do with, like we deal with people's emotions and people who have passed in the spirit world. And so I think in that realm, you're supposed to be real and you should be very empathetic and sympathetic to other people. And I don't believe that she is. And that's just my opinion based on what I know.
That's fair. But you guys work together, right? So you would know.
I have not worked with her.
Okay.
Personally.
You have.
Yeah, but I don't follow her.
Okay. But
anymore.
Physically
No,
and emotionally on social.
Yeah.
Paranormal couple.
I mean, it's quite funny. It is quite funny because this is the kind of clapbacks that they have at each other. We see it on social media all the time. So it is kind of funny to see the way that this developed. Now, there was obviously some very interesting conversations with regards to Nick and Zak, because obviously their fallout was pretty friggin' huge when you go to think about it. It was, well, it was arguably the biggest ripple in the paranormal over the past few years. And it was like the beginning of people kind of coming forward about not just Zak, but about the show as well. So it really started to send shockwaves through the community. But this wasn't the only time that Zak was brought up, because they played a few games throughout the show, right? One of them was Witch Please. Okay, so obviously a play on words there from Bitch Please. But this happened about 7 or so minutes into the episode, where they were playing this game called Witch Please, and then this question was brought up by the host.
Okay, period. Dragging your team through a cursed location just for the story.
Oh, yes, Witch.
Yes, Witch.
A new series alongside Zak Bagans.
Witch, please.
Witch, please.
Investigating the infamous Paviglia Island?
Poveglia.
Poveglia, thank
She
you.
is silent. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't kill me because I know you're Italian.
Yes, Witch.
Yes, Witch.
Is that yes, Witch? Okay.
Yeah.
Channel.
There you go. So obviously not going to be planning on working with Zak again anytime soon. I don't think any of us are very surprised at that. But there was another game later on called Pick Your Poison, which came around 31 minutes into the episode, right? And again, Zak's name was brought up. And this time, Nick gave a little bit more details into this section of it. Take a little listen to this.
Poison on that part?
Which poison would you take then? Who's the worst of the two evils?
Oh, let me go back. I think of
Calling her Weedman.
Probably.
I swear.
right.
Weidman.
Yeah, Paranormal Lockdown. I did Paranormal, another TV show with all co-hosts that I've worked with.
Not me calling her Weedman. I swear that was not shade.
Probably Tessa. Tessa Groff.
Tessa Groff. Okay,
She's on there, right?
Okay, she's not on there. But you know, every once in a while, you don't always have to just take a poison. You know, you can just move it on.
Can I take the poison? Like, is that like I get to drink the poison on that part?
Which poison would you take then? Who's the worst of the two evils?
Oh, definitely Zak. So
Zak.
I'd take Katrina. Yeah.
Is there not a world where we could get you guys to just sit down and like hash it out?
Hey, if you can make that happen, you never do it.
I mean, do you know what I do for a living? I make that kind of stuff happen all the time.
That's not true. He wanted to sit down.
Zak wanted to sit down with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, we're in the middle of the game. This is not about you and Zak right now.
I know.
Just kidding.
Moving on.
Tessa, have a spirit follow you.
I mean, I wanted to know more about that. Obviously, Nick there stated they wouldn't sit down together, Zak wouldn't allow it, but then they kind of alluded to the idea that Zak may allow it. Now, you know, I would love to see that happen, wouldn't you? Just to see them two sit down, hash out what actually happened in this situation, because I don't think Zak's ever actually publicly addressed any of the situation. Nick obviously has. Tessa clearly has. I know Dakota Layden actually has. Multiple times. He even, like Dakota Layden, when they did Project Fear over on YouTube, literally went out in front of a crowd of people in public and got them to chant, "Your show got cancelled," or "You got cancelled." Like, you can't make this shit up. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. Are you looking forward to seeing Nick and Tessa's new venture? What do you think about the shade thrown at Amy Bruni? What do you think about the situation with Zak Bagans? Let me know all of it down in the comments below. Are you down there? Jump, scare the hell out of that like button and subscribe. And until next time, I'll spook you later. Peace.